All right, so today we're going to do a column change, and then we're also going to replace the particle filters on this Inogen G5. So first couple things that you're going to need. So you'll need your Inogen G5 concentrator. You're going to need your new set of columns, and then also your AC power supply. And then for this purpose, I'm just going to replace the particle filters with the exact same ones that are on the device. But if yours are broken or misshapen, you can have a new set of those as well, ready to go to replace on there. But let's get to the column change. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to make sure if you have a battery on your concentrator, you're going to want to have that removed, and also the unit unplugged from any AC power supply or DC power supply. We just want no power to the unit currently. You're going to notice the columns, they're located down here on the bottom of the concentrator. So with the one hand, you're going to want to pull and open up that, it's a light blue colored latch, and hold that open. And then with the other hand, you'll see there's a silver colored pull bar. So what we'll do is we're going to pull that out there. And that's the removal of the G5 columns. So it's nice and easy. We're going to take these, set them aside so they don't get mixed up with your new ones. And then before we install the new G5 columns, we're going to want to remove the plugs that are in there. So we have two down here. Those are light blue. Those are nice, easy to see. The ones that people typically miss are going to be these ones up here. They're black and they're the same color of the columns. So that is something that people tend to miss. So if your columns aren't fitting in your machine, more than likely these are going to be stuck down into where they insert into your G5. But just make sure, let's remove the two black ones and then the two blue ones on the bottom there before these are inserted. So we'll remove, there's 1, 2, set those aside. And then we got our plugs on the bottom here. So there's 3 and 4. So now we're ready to insert these into your G5, and they'll just slide down in there just like that. And then we're going to push down on them, make sure it clicks and locks into place. So you hear that nice click and lock. So that way, that lets us know that the columns, they're latched in there properly. So the next thing we're going to do, turn it back over and take our AC power supply, and we're going to plug it into the G5. All right, so now with the G5 plugged in, we're going to leave it turned off. We're going to press and hold down the plus and minus button at the same time for about 5 or 6 seconds. So this is going to be the column reset procedure. This just lets the G5 know that we replaced the columns inside there. So we'll go ahead and press those two buttons down at the same time. So again, that's plus and minus. So 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4 1000, 5 1000. So there is our column reset symbol. If you do get any other symbol besides this, that lets us know that you might have pressed either the plus or minus button beforehand. We'll just have to go through this slight procedure beforehand, just unplug it, plug it back in, and try it again. But since we got the proper symbol that came up here, we're going to press the bell button. That's going to be our enter. And it might be a little hard to see with the screen dim there, but you should see a check mark on the display now. So that lets us know the G5 accepted the column reset. And then from there, we can just hit the power button. So that clears it off the display. And then we can go ahead and unplug your G5. All right, so now with the new columns installed in our G5, I'll walk you through how to remove the particle filters from it. So you're going to notice there's a particle filter on this side, and then if you turn it all the way around, there'll be one on here as well. To remove those, all we need to do is just push down on the latch on top of the particle filter, and then just pull out slightly. So that's one of them. We'll repeat it for this side. So push down and pull out. So that's number 2. So if these again they're bent or misshaped or broken, you can purchase new ones and replace them. But typically you can just run these underneath warm soapy water, dry them off and put them back on the machine, and they should work perfectly fine. So we'll just do the exact opposite that we did to remove them. So we're just going to insert them on the bottom, and then we're going to push that latch on the top, make sure it locks into place. And then same thing here, insert it on the bottom, push that latch in, lock it into place. So this is basic maintenance for your Inogen G5. I hope that this video was very informative for you. And if you have any questions, you can always reach out to our service team. We're happy to answer any questions that you may have during this process or any other maintenance tips that you might need for your Inogen G5.